Okay, so I have had a time finding out how to get these damn rivets off of my door panel, and have had absolutely no luck finding any help about it whatsoever on how to do it. And I'm one of those people, I learn better maybe by watching a video than hearing people talk on a forum about 10 different things and then the solutions all the way down to the last page. So, you see this here? These empty slots are all drill bits, except for this one here, that the first door broke. And I mean snapped in half, trying to get the rivets off. It took me 7 hours, because I've never done it before. And you see this, the tiniest rivet right here? Sorry for the mess. I've been doing a lot of repair stuff. So, you see this tiny one is the, well, you can't see the size, it's 1/16. And with my front door, I drilled with that just a little bit, and then gradually moved to this, and then to this, and then to this here. That's why the front door takes longer. The rivets, for some reason, are a lot more difficult to get off. This is the door panel of a Volvo 740 1990 sedan, and I may or may not do a video on taking the door panel off of the car itself. I had a time with that as well. So what I'm doing is I'm replacing the speakers because, well, I like rock and metal music, and that didn't agree with these factory speakers. The factory speakers work fine, they're just not great for rock or metal, but for an older car, the factory speakers are awesome. Now, this door is a mess because last year, that speaker just kind of decided to fall off. That's the only speaker that's not in great condition. I just kind of fell out of the door. So, right here, this is the back door panel, which is what you just looked at. And that is the new speaker. And unfortunately, I do not know how to wire things. I did have to rig it. See this here? I'm going to have to put some clay, putty, or silicone glue. I can't put anything flammable there, but I had to rig it to get it to fit. So that is not finished yet. What I did, the back speakers are smaller than the front speakers. So I made a little hole here to fit the speaker into the door panel. Just very lightly drilled until I could fit that in there. And that. Now all of this is going to look great once I get the putty on it like it never happened. Now I had to modify this here so the door panel holder can come through. And don't expect not to break anything on your door panel if you've never done this before. And this is the front door panel that took me 7 hours. Well, it's upside down. Because for some reason the rivets don't want to let go of the front door. So when I do the front door the second time, I'm expecting the same problem. And these are 6.5-inch speakers. I went to boss.com, and it said that these fit my car, which I was thrilled about. The only problem is, I did not know that the back speakers on my car, the factory back speakers, were smaller than the front, here. Which is one of the reasons I had to modify this, because I'm like, you know what, I've already bought them, it's not like I can return them, I've already opened it, and there's nothing I can do. So, I made some modifications there, and this is a great idea for anyone who can't really think of like, oh my god, I bought speakers and they're too big. Just modify the plastic here, and then eventually you can put some clay, like I'm going to do, in these little pieces here where I had to modify to get it to get on the door. I also had to make the hole in the back bigger, which is not something you want to do in a rush. I just took one of my steak knives. I've been using that as one of my tools, and I'll show you what it looks like. Just this right here. to make a hole bigger or smaller on these doors when I've been installing. And you want to, almost like as if you're using a nail file, just drag it in a circle gently until the hole is big enough for the speaker to fit in, which is what I'm going to have to do with this door here. And I'm only one person, so I cannot, for the life of me, install a new speaker while holding my phone. So what I'm going to do, because this video is about the rivets and how hard they are to get off, you want this rivet, this drill here, it's 7.32. That's the size. Oh, not point, slash. So, bear with me. It's the first time I've ever done anything like this. So, you push that in. Of course, everybody knows how to use these. But if you don't, there you go. And don't drill really fast. Just drill if it stops, if it gets caught, and it will. Watch this. Well, it's not getting caught yet. This is what I'm doing to remove the rivet. You just want to do it like medium speed, and it'll drill straight through. Oh, yeah, there we go. See? It's gone now. Now we're going to do the second one before I turn the video off. That's what this is about. Getting these rivets off. I may or may not do another video unless it's something I can hold the phone and do this at the same time. I've been constantly upgrading my car. Medium speed, don't do too fast or too slow. Stay right in the middle where that hole was. Just be steady in the middle. You see that there? Oh, that's... I can't get it to focus. That's the best you're going to get on the view. Now this one is giving me trouble. This is what the front door usually does. You see how the metal pieces are not flying? That means it's not doing much. Okay, see that? The hole size has not changed at all. So one thing I want to do, I want to get that off of there. Alright. Well, I'm going to put this phone down for a minute to change drill bits. And get this off. Now here's where the tiny drill bit comes in. I'm probably putting them in wrong, but I don't care. Okay. Usually I don't need to do this on the back door. The back door I did not need it. So like I said, I'm probably putting it in wrong, but I don't care. It still gets the job done. And yep, there you go. That's why I said I'm probably putting it in wrong. This just fell out. Let's put the other drill back in. And what we just did, it wasn't drilling any further. The metal pieces flying. So what I did was I made the hole slightly longer with that small drill bit. I'm going to try this again. you could see that for a second there. It's not wanting to come off. So, like I had to do with the front door, let's get a smaller piece right here. This is 5/32. So, and what you want to do is you just want to make the hole bigger with these smaller pieces so that basically so that you can get this to go through on the normal size, like this one here. And here we go. Yeah, this one does not want to come off. This one is about as stubborn as the one from the front seat. I don't want this video to be longer than 15 minutes because YouTube pitches a fit about that. So, let's try to get this done. Give you all a gist of what to do with stubborn rivets as well. Alright, got stuck. And I have this little stupid little car vacuum I've had for years. I rarely use it, but because of him over there, I don't want these metal pieces all over the floor. Alright. Yeah, you can't see it. The phone won't let you see it. But it does not want to come out. It's kind of agitating. So I'm going to alternate. I just used the normal size one that I've been using that I like to use. And now I'm alternating back to the 5/32. Now, you can't see the rivet inside it, but if I can get a hole on through big enough, I can just take a screwdriver and a hammer and punch through the remainder of it, but we are not there yet. We are not even close. All it's doing is drilling a very smooth cone-like hole into it, which is not good for getting the damn thing off. There we go. Didn't come off again. No, I am not happy with this right now. Video is about to hit 15 minutes. So, I may or may not be able to fix this with the video. Alright, now this is another smaller drill bit. Alright, so this drill bit is 1/4. It's a lot bigger. Yeah, I'm bringing out the big guns now. See if this works. Because of the hole drilled into it. And the alternating between big and small is not working. So let's use the next size up. And you don't really want to push it down in there. That's what I've been doing. You don't want to do that. You want to just kind of hold it there and let the metal pieces fly off. It's starting to come off. And it's gotten jammed. But there we go. See, we got it off. And that is my video for getting the rivets off. This is just it's a screwdriver gun. And a lot of people don't know that a screwdriver gun is pretty much also a drill gun right here. I didn't know that. And then I looked at my tool case and I'm like, oh look, drill bits. So yeah, that's how you get these pain in the ass rivets off. And there we go. Because I have looked all over Google and YouTube, and I can find videos for other cars and how to install speakers, but no one ever shows you how to get these rivets off, and they're a pain in the ass. They make you want to throw something across the room. Since I don't normally do video commentaries, I'm not going to allow anybody to leave comments, just because I've got other types of videos on my YouTube channel that are kind of controversial. But, you know, it's my right to freedom of speech. So, just like it is yours. But, anyway, I have my comments disabled for a reason. That's not the only reason either. So, that's how you get them off. I'm going to do that door. And I do not know how to wire speakers. So, this is actually in pretty decent shape. The only speaker that's in really shitty shape is this one here. And it has deteriorated pretty fast. My car is 26 years old, so of course it's going to have some sort of issue. But believe it or not, that speaker has been playing Five Finger Death Punch, Disturbed, some electronic music, Linkin Park, and has had no problems. Now, the only problem I've had is I will turn my music up really loud because I hate my neighbors. And, well, don't we all? But, the problem I've had, so throw those away, is that once I get up to volume 40, which is a pretty decent sound, then the speaker started to buzz. And I like my music loud, and I like it to be rock, so I had to get new speakers. Of course, I was thrilled to have these here. Now, I may or may not make a video of putting this on the door, just because, like I had to do with the door that I showed you earlier. You can see that right there. I have to make a hole in that, and I don't want to mess it up, and I have to make this hole bigger to get the new speaker in. So I'm going to do that. That's how you get the rivets off. You're welcome. Have a good night. Okay, it's me again. So, it's probably been 15 minutes. I didn't count. And so, as you can see, I widened that. Like I said, putty's going to go in there, and it's going to look like it never happened. But I used this like a saw. It's my steak knife that I showed you in the first video. And you don't want to put a lot of pressure because this is particle board, it seems like. And you don't want to ruin your door. So if you think you're going to ruin your door, you might just want to let somebody else do this, or to have a mechanic do it. And I don't know if my mechanic's going to be like, oh, look, they don't fit, I can't do it. So what I'm doing is I am installing speakers on the panels and letting the mechanic hook up the wire. Because for the life of me, I cannot find out where the fuck the wire to the speakers goes. Or where it begins, really, so that I can put these new wires on. And I want to replace the old wire just because these are 300 watt. Now, do you want to know your part number on your speakers? Well, it's not going to show it. My part number's kind of blurred out, but I've got 4 of these. No, I can't find the watt on the speakers, but you can pretty much look it up. You can look anything up. So, I'm pretty sure these factory speakers, it's kind of magnetic there, the factory speakers are definitely going to be a lower watt than this here. These are Boss speakers. I got them for 21 and some change for 2 off of eBay. I don't go in Walmart, or if I want something super cheap, I don't go to Walmart, I go to eBay or I go to jet.com. And jet.com is only if you have a lot of crap to buy, because the price goes down, and sometimes if you only have 2 or 3 things to buy, you're just going to get ripped off. So, and I don't use Amazon because my bank account got hacked. They basically were like, strange crap going on with your account, you're banned. I'm like, whatever, fuck you. I spent 3 months having to deal with a bank account hack. So, I don't use Amazon because, even though it wasn't my fault, they do not protect my bank account. So, I am an eBay person, and I used to hate eBay. For those of you who don't know, I did not know this, you do not have to buy an auction off of eBay. They have buy it now, which is the same thing as just clicking buy something off of Walmart or buy something off of Amazon. You don't have to bid. And I'm against bidding because I feel like it's the same as gambling. So, anyway, enough of my rant about how much I hate certain retailers. This video, I realized that didn't happen with this one here that I haven't done yet, but it has happened with both of these back doors. And once I got the speaker in, as you can see, and I'll pull it out, see how those don't line up at all? So, and again, this is because I bought a size bigger than I should have. So what I want to do here, there we go. See, it's still a little bit, it's not flat all the way. I may have to make that hole back there bigger. But what I want to do right now is, you see this here? These 4 holes. I know, of course, you see them. Hurry up, I'm sure you're thinking. Well, like I said, I'll have to modify that. Well, this here lines up eventually with those 4 holes. Now, that has extra holes, and I'm sure if you had the right tools and the right knowledge, you could put extra holes in this plastic thing without damaging it. But I don't have the tools or the knowledge, and I'm too cheap to go out and buy something because I've already done it one way with the other 2 doors. What I'm going to do is I am going to take this drill bit. You want a drill bit that's not too big because you don't want to damage the speakers. You see that hole there? You want something that's a little bit smaller. Oh, my back. So, yeah, I've been doing this for a while. So, make sure this is in the right spot and it's not going anywhere. So what you want to do, and see that hole there, that's where the thing that holds the door panel goes. So I'm going to drill diagonally and slowly. Yeah, see, it's picking up. So, because of my back, I'm going to have to do a different one. Okay, that one right there. See, it went through. You throw that in reverse, because this is basically particle board, kind of. And so there's my new hole. That's what I'm going to do with all 4 of these. The reason you don't want to do it too fast is basically you can destroy the particle board under here, and you don't want to do that. So what you're doing is you're just tapping the drill button until the hole goes through. And when the hole goes through, you just tap the reverse button, which is on the other side here, right there. And then you pull it back out. And then you put your nails in and everything, depending on, like, I have to make modifications to this before I can do that. And that's how you do that if the holes don't fit. And like I said, if you're worried about ruining your car, if you know for a fact you're going to ruin your car, have a friend do it, family member, your mechanic. And like I said, all mechanics are different. I'm not sure if mine's going to be like, oh, well, these don't fit, so you're screwed, you know. So I'm fitting these myself. And also, I'm doing this to save myself a little bit of money. Because if it's something I can do myself, I'll do it. But when it comes to wires, I can do some wires, but I don't really want to mess with the wires in my car. So after these get put on in a few days, I'm taking the car to the mechanic so that they can wire the speakers up and everything and make sure everything works. I'm pretty sure I killed the door lock on one of my doors. So like I said, if you think you're going to do something to your car, like break something, and all door panels in different brands, Acura, whatever, Mercedes, well, Toyota, Chevy, the common ones. This is Volvo again. Just like the video before, this was the back door panel to a 1990 Volvo 740 sedan. And I've noticed there's not any videos at all, or maybe just very little videos on YouTube about how to deal with the 740 sedans, but there's this one guy who has really awesome videos, but he has a 740 wagon. And sometimes that doesn't help because sometimes they're a little bit different, the sedan and the wagon. That's why I say mine's a sedan, because there is a 740 wagon. And, oh, yep, see, look, that's the front part. So what I'm going to do here, oh, that hole's fine, don't worry about it. And there we go, see, you know, it just fits the right side up. So, that's what you do if you drill, if you need to make a new hole. If the factory holes like that right there doesn't fit, just be gentle about it. And if you have to make modifications like this, do not rush through it, because you will shatter your door panel. And that's not going to be very pretty. Especially if you're like under 18 and your parents are like, oh my god, what did you do to the car? So, I'm pretty sure I would have heard that if I hadn't gotten that done this week, because I'm going to see my parents later. And we're all afraid of our parents on something, huh? My car was a hand-me-down, so yeah, my dad would be concerned. So that's why this is getting done before I go down to see my parents. Alright. So for those of you who have run into the two same issues that I've made these videos about, that's how you do it. Have a good night. So, a lot of you, I'm sure, are wondering, how did she make the modifications? And this is the same door panel from the last two videos. So what I'm showing you, see how this does not fit at all? That's because these here need to be taken off. That needs to be taken off like I did with the other door. I'm going to show you the best way to know what part not to take off. And I can't find my smaller, well, there it is, my permanent marker. So I'm going to line this up with the drill holes and see how, I'm going to take the permanent marker. That line there indicates where I need to start cutting to make it fit. And then the same for that one. Now, with the last one, I had to go in quite a bit. And I ended up making it a lot bigger, right around here. We'll see what happens. But what you do is you do that. You put your permanent marker up. Now, what I'm cutting it with, because I don't have a arsenal of tools on my hands, is, oh, where is it? These wire cutters. I need both my hands for that to not mess up my speaker. So what I did is, there's my lines, is I took the wire cutters and I would cut little sections, And don't twist up. Don't twist up. You'll shit your speakers that way. So then I would go and gently pull after I'd sectioned all of them out, and they would just come off clean. And I'm going to have to do that with part of this rim here. And I'm not going to show you how to do this because, like I said, I need two hands, but also it's very unwise to do it the way I did it. You'll ruin your new speakers if you don't do it right. Or if, you don't know what kind of clay to look for to fill in the holes and everything. Well, I'm going to have to ask a friend about that too. So if you don't know a friend that can tell you how to fix basically what you messed up, you don't want to do that. But that's how I did it. And it's because I don't have an arsenal of tools. This is actually for my guitar strings. So that's how I did it. And the reason you want to mark it is you don't want to make it too big. You don't want to make the modification too big. And when everything's all done, I'll probably make another video to show you how the molding here and there turned out. Y'all have a good night. There's my modification. Cell phone's got crappy camera. It's not going to let you see the whole thing, but it's mostly smooth on the top. And there's the sections I took off. And this is mostly smoothed out. And it may or may not fit. I may have to make more modifications to it. So there is the end result. Now you can see here. It didn't happen on the first store, but there is a crack here, which I can fix. You're going to be amazed when you see all the modifications I've made. You're going to be amazed when I put I don't know if I'm going to use putty or if I want to use silicone. So it really just depends on which one can't stand high temperatures, because it gets really hot here. And I don't want to use something flammable. Alright, so there's the result.